this boutonniere. Hello. Playing with this boutonniere I got. I was thinking about putting it on my suit jacket today, as you can see, thusly. But yeah. So I was talking with this I was talking with this guy, man, and he's he's just going on about how he has this girl that just does whatever he wants. He pretty much just dominates her type of thing in bed. And like, I haven't brought it to his attention yet, but since make videos on here, I wanted to make it clear, like, okay, how I view this situation. And that's why I named this video the dangers of getting perfect sex out of a woman. Whether a woman knows it or not, because some women genuinely don't get sex. They don't understand it. They don't know what they're really doing. So a lot of women are only getting by strictly because they are a woman and they can just lay down and open a wet, warm hole. And that's getting a lot of women over just right off the bat, just because of that. But in this particular scenario, I want to go more deeper. I want to talk more about the dangers of getting the dangers of getting sex, of getting perfect sex that you love. And then not only that, getting the perfect sex from a completely submissive partner that's relatively doing, whatever you want her to do. Like, she's letting you, do the craziest sex acts on her and to her. And I want to touch on this with men who either haven't had this or just younger men in general, younger men who just can't even see this situation coming and to know what to do with it. So I should label this how to know what to do when you get perfect sex. I should have labeled the video that, but oh well, here we are. So what I wanted to talk about was, okay, when you get that woman who gives you completely submissive, she'll let you throw over a car or whatever, not like throw over a car, but like bend her over a car or, spit in her face and all. When you get that first one or two, some guys, it only takes the first one till they learn it. Other guys, it takes two or three before they learn it. Some guys never get learned it. And I want to go into like the actual psychological actions that will more than likely happen in your mind at some point of doing this. Now, because for men, a lot of our attraction is like, sure, it's like, there's a mental side of it too, but most of it is like sex with a woman. We can't have the type of sex we want with that woman. There's a low chance we'll happily exist with this woman. Unless like you fit that demographic, you just want, somebody to sit with and talk to from time to time. But for the most part, it's the sex. And this goes into slightly goes into some of the previous videos I did about getting with a woman who's over 35. Because see, women over 35, they know what guys want in sex. They've had more time to practice it a lot of times. They get it. They know that being submissive will always get them dick. They know that is usually the quickest way to get cock in their holes is to be submissive to the man that they like. So what the realities of what happens when you finally get this woman is when you finally find a woman who doesn't judge you for what you like sexually, who's just like, do it to me, I don't care, and and she just lets you do it. Okay, this is a very dangerous thing, because especially if you never had it, because this almost because weirdly, okay, when women let you do these things to them and they're just openly letting you do it to them, it triggers that mode in your brain of, this must be unconditional love because she'll let me do it to her. She'll let me do the most craziest, disgusting sex acts to her, and she lets me do it. This is unconditional love. And then you start to get hooked on it. And then you start wanting it you start wanting it more and more. And slowly, either slowly or quickly, depending on how fast you fell into it and how it was, how that situation was held together, you end up being hooked on her. And she's lost all attraction to you. You see what I'm saying? And that is a primary situation of why like 23-year-old guys are like falling head over heels for these 42-year-old women. Because when they were younger, they probably, most guys just never had that. On top of, when she's 42, she knows how to sound nicer, be nicer when she wants to be, and all that. Oh, the guy's he's just, completely blindsided by it. He doesn't know how to handle this. He doesn't know what to say and what to do, But like I said in previous videos, in nearly all cases, you are better off not saying anything. You are usually better off just disappearing and then coming back when you feel like just giving it time. Like you are, as a man, it usually always benefits you to just stay silent. If you don't know what to say, or if you had a question for her or anything like that, it usually will benefit you to stay silent until she comes to you. Or let's say like you bump into each other on the street. Like, just don't make it like an every day, every 2 days, every 3 days type thing. Like, because this is and there's validity in that, because there was like this is before like men had any dating advice, and they would take dating advice from women. And this is one thing that does stand true with women. From I say like from the late 90s to 2000s, the typical dating advice, maybe even earlier than that. I don't know, because I'm 33, so that was when I was coming into dating. But that this is one thing that women say that did make sense. One of the few things, the 3-day rule. Wait 3 days until you contact her again. Now, see, and I remember when I was younger, I didn't know why people said that. I didn't get it, because when you're younger, you just want to talk to him right now. You just want to talk to him. Like, you just want to feel that high of of perceived unconditional love again. So you just want it. But see, like when you're younger, you can't see. It's difficult to see the whole picture. That see, with you wanting that unconditional, that relatively appeared unconditional love, it slowly turns you into a child in her eyes, because you're always kind of like looking to her for something, like a child does with its mommy, like mommy, and it slowly turns you into that, and that's why she loses interest in you. So that's why they say wait at least 3 days every time you contact them, to let them go and give them some time off. It's almost the same like when you do that with a woman, it's almost like the same thing as like feeding a woman cherry gumdrops every single day for 6 months straight. Like, no, like if you broke it up into if you break it up, then the woman, give her time to crave it again, then you'll have that that same passionate sex that you had the last time. Or whatever. I'll just use passionate as as a cliche word, but you see what I'm saying? Like, you'll get that same high. But if you keep giving her gumdrops, her favorite, let's say her favorite food is gumdrops. You give her gumdrops every single day, she's gonna go, oh, it's just a gumdrop, and then she'll go off to something else. You see what I'm saying? Because it's just how it works. Like, say you have to deal with a woman like you deal with a child, like a child and his favorite candy. If you give a child his favorite candy every 15 minutes. How long do you think that child's going to keep coming back and be excited to get, let's say, Reese cups? It's not going to maybe last 2 or 3 days, and the kid's going to move on. You always have to do this with a woman. Like I said, women are like children and dogs. You pretty much have to approach them like this. But as a man who gets submissive sex from a woman, first thing you have to do, I would say, now looking back on my life, first thing you have to do is realize what it is. This is completely submissive sex. She's giving me what I want. Next thing you have to do as a man is compartmentalize it. Well, sectionalize. You have to sectionalize it. You have to put in sections. Like, okay, I'm going to have all my fun here, and then I'm going to shut my fun off and disappear on her ass. Like, I know I'm doing it while I'm long stroking her, on my bed. I'm gonna just fucking defile the fuck out of her, and as soon as this is over, I'm just cutting her off, and she can contact me again. Or unless we bump into each other like on the street, or on a train or something like that, we bump into each other, then we can talk. But like, I'm not like you. Okay, when you get that type of sex out of a woman, never reach back out to her like intentionally, like out of your way type shit. Like you texted her, you called her. Never do that. Never do that. Now, if you let someone go, no, I wouldn't have to call me. Like, see, it's like dealing with children. Like, see, children want ice cream all day long. You see what I'm saying? But if you keep giving them ice cream all day long, they don't want ice cream anymore. They're children. So when you get that, the dangers of getting perfect sex is as a man, you want to go out and get it out. Once you get it that one time, you want it all the time like that. And the only way that I've ever seen and I've ever been successful and preserving it is you have to go ghost after that experience. You have to just go, you have to go ghost, like I said, unless you run into her by accident and it's like clearly an accident, or she's gonna she'll find a way to get in touch with you. She will do it. Okay. uh Most because in a woman's head she's gonna think, well, why isn't this guy, he had so much fun that night and did all this to me, he should be hooked on me, why doesn't he like me? So she's slowly, the reality of it is she's slowly sitting over there just like decomposing because you're not coming back to her, and she's slowly like getting sad and sad and sad about it. And it's some kind of way you're going to contact each other, so some kind of way you're going to talk to each other again. And when you do, now it's, oh, in her mind, it's, oh, well, I at least got to do this now to hold his attention. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you kind of keep it going. But if I'm telling you, if you go out and call her, or want to buy her something, or want to take her out somewhere and all this shit, no, that is the quickest way to get ghosted. Pretty like us, I've never said this exactly, but I got this from somewhere. It was like a YouTube comment section. If you treat her first, she's going to treat you last. That's just the reality. When you deal with a woman, that is a reality. If you treat, no matter if you got $1 million, if you got a 15-inch dick, if you got 18-pack abs, and you drive a Ferrari, if you treat her first, she's going to treat you last. And the stereotypical, alpha characteristics don't mean anything, because the true alpha, like I said, like now, and I said this in a previous video, what truly makes an alpha, what truly separates alphas and betas, is the alpha always treats her like she's second or third in his life at highest, and the beta treats her as number one. Those are truly the differences. Now, like I said in previous videos, now having alpha, characteristics like having a 6-figure job, being 6'2" and all that, that helps with getting you in the door. You see what I'm saying? She'll want to sit that. She'll probably be more apt, more wanting to sit down with you and hear you out. It'll get you in the door. But see, like those characteristics, see, like if this alpha is treating her like a number one, she's going to treat him like he's in last place in time. Like she might hump him a few times, and try to, and she'll slowly try to like steer him into where she wants him to be, but she can't do it. And usually, like I said, a lot of times, like those guys making 6-figure jobs with these great jobs and multiple college degrees and all that, a lot of those guys can't keep a girl. It's not that they're going through women, it's that they can't keep a woman. Okay, perfect. And this is a fictional example, but you remember, this is a real fictional example, but it played out exactly what I'm saying. Remember, pretty much any superhero movie, any superhero that's out. More specifically, I'm thinking about the recent Batmans with Christian Bale. Remember when Christian Bale loved Rachel Dawes in that movie, and he kept putting her first? What did Rachel Dawes go off and do? She left Bruce Wayne, who was like clearly had all the alpha characteristics, 6 foot tall, 6-pack abs, he's a great shape, great. I mean, his family pretty much built Gotham City. He had all of it. And what did Rachel do? Rachel ran off with Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent was still, he had those characteristics, but you see, because the reality of it was Batman was just kind of sitting down, waiting for this girl to come back around. You see what I'm saying? So she was number one. And I'm thinking about one part now in particular in The Dark Knight where it was super clear. I mean, it played. Now I'm thinking about it. They go back and watch The Dark Knight. If you want to see what I'm talking about, like the true differences between alpha and beta, watch The Dark Knight and watch what Rachel Dawes does the Batman. Watch what she does. Batman tried to say, well, look, Batman wrote a letter to Rachel Dawes saying, if you'll marry me, then I'll stop being Batman. So Batman was pretty much giving her control over his life, and with putting her as number one. And what did Rachel do? No, bro, I don't want control over you. I want somebody who's in control. And she went to Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent was taking grants from Bruce Wayne. Now they was nice looking grants. It was probably 6-figure grants, but he was taking handouts from the alpha. And she ran with him. It's a fictional story, but it's exactly how it fits my point and it fits. I have other stories from real life people that I know who make who have well over 6 figure incomes, living in huge houses and driving beautiful cars, and they can't keep the immediate thought, like in the Batman mythos, the immediate thought is that he's just a playboy and he's going through women. But when you get to the reality of it is, Batman couldn't keep a woman around. You see what I'm saying? Like he can, I mean, like he can go out and go fuck other bitches because he just has money, and like from the street view, he's an attractive male. But as soon as they got in with him and started talking to him, he was a beta. You see what I'm saying? And no woman could stay around him. And he never got it because when he put that cowl on and he was alpha in the world. But as soon as some pussy came in the room, he turned a beta like that. And and every woman just kind of I should do a whole video on how that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut this because I'm gonna do a whole video on how beta Batman was and superheroes were.